Hi, my name is Misu and welcome to Misu's K-Drama Corner. I'm reviewing episode 3 and 4 of The Sword of Aramun today, so let's get started. I want to appreciate Tanya here, how the character is written in fact, because it's something where you need to really win the hearts of the people, and we see with the words that Tanya uses and the language that she uses, you know, the style, the tone of voice, the choice of words, it's really impactful in the way that it's very diplomatic, and it's a way in which she can win people over for sure. So Mubaek has died, huge boohoo honestly for that, because when I saw him in episode 1 and 2 I thought, yeah, he's here for good, he's here for the season, you know, but no, they killed him off unfortunately. So then we have Eunseum, and he is now in Saya's bed. He wakes up in Saya's bed, and apparently there's been a switch. He meets Tanya as well, but Tanya doesn't realize that it's Eunseum, not actually Saya, and they hug in front of all of the Arthdal, army. They hug in front of Tanya's people. They hug in front of Yangcha, and Tanya is just asking him, because she doesn't know, of course, that it's Eunseum. She's like, Saya, stop, Saya, stop. And then when he walks towards the hall, because he's now been summoned by the king and queen for some questioning, and that's when he turns around and he says, the world is a funny place, you know, I must have some sort of an illness. And that's when it clicks to Tanya that this is exactly what Eunseum used to say. Oh my gosh. But anyway, it's far too late now. He's been summoned, and there he testifies, and he's, you know, of course, now that Tanya knows that it's Eunseum, and he's just pretending to be Saya, so she does her psychic thingy and she helps him out. And then once they're done with that, they meet in the closed room, and then they hug again and they talk, and it's a very cutesy moment between them. They're being very shy and they're being very cute. It's borderline aegyo.
뭘 하려고? 그보다 네가 꼭 알아야 할 것이 있어.
뭔데? 뭐가 그렇게 거창해? 뭔데?
So the episode ends there pretty much with the queen holding a dagger to Eunseum's throat, and she's like, who are you? Why are you pretending to be Saya? The next episode, it starts with the Neanthals, and they have like this reunion with Saya. As soon as he wakes up, it's very, very cute, and we find out that he's been given the name Geumha by his mom. Then we have a little bit of Taelaha and Tagon. Tagon realizes that, of course, when he goes to war, it's going to be Taelaha who's going to be handling Arthdal. So his people as well, they recommend for him to make amendments with the queen. So that's exactly what he does. He goes to Taelaha. He says, look, I want things to go back to how they were before. I want to be able to lean on you.
화해하자. 다시 널 바라고 싶고 믿고 싶고 감사하고 싶어.
Taelaha is all for it, but she puts one condition, which is, you know what, make Arok the successor. But unfortunately, what happens is that Arok is now abducted, and the queen and everybody else thinks Tanya is responsible for it. So the prince is abducted, and while they're in the process of finding him, Tanya and Eunseum come across the tomb of Aramun, and they confirm that he's an igutu. So basically, the White Peak Mountain Hearts theory was correct, their religion was right. Tagon finally finds out where Arok is, and he's fighting all of these people, and he starts to bleed, and of course we see purple blood because he's an igutu. And then the queen follows in his footsteps. She comes in a horse, and she hides him. She tells Tagon to hide and that she'll take care of the rest, which is outnumbered. So he goes back out in the battlefield, but again he's outnumbered. And then we see Saya, who comes to the rescue, and they finally rescued Arok. But now the people of Arthdal have seen his purple blood igutu. They see Saya's purple blood, they see Tagon's purple blood, and they see Arok's purple blood. So of course igutus are considered monsters by the Arthdal people. But then comes Tanya, and she very publicly accepts the doctrine for the White Peak Mountain, and she tells everybody that Aramun was actually an igutu.
아라문의 성스러운 시신에서 보라피를 보았다.
So the episode ends with that. Again, my favorite scenes from this episode would be the last one for sure, because everybody's celebrating Tagon for his purple blood, where in all of his life actually they have shunned this idea of purple blood, and he was always insecure about that. The other cute scene was of course between Tanya and Eunseum when they're smiling, they're being very cute, very shy with each other, and then also between Tagon and Taelaha when Tagon tells him that I want to make peace with you now. Overall, I would say the 2 episodes were really slow in terms of their pacing. Everything that happened was quite predictable. So number 1, the fact that the White Peak Mountain theory was actually true and that Aramun was an igutu. I think ever since they mentioned that theory, it was very apparent that it was going to come true. It would be true for sure. And then the second thing that was very predictable was that Tanya would come and she would save the day and she would tell everybody that, you know, Aramun was actually an igutu and people would start accepting Tagon. So very predictable, and that's the reason why I didn't enjoy these 2 episodes as much. Again, we didn't see Saya and Eunseum interacting, and we didn't see their bromance, which is what I mentioned in my previous video, that's something that I'm looking forward to. And it was very similar to Kingdom. I know Kingdom it's a Netflix series, it has a season 1 and season 2, and I think it was very similar to that. And I had dropped Kingdom, I think on the very first episode I dropped it, even though people were hyping it up so much and they liked it so much. But if this keeps up, I'm going to be very disappointed with the show. So I don't know what to expect, but hopefully we'll see better episodes moving forward. Okay, see you guys. Bye bye.